Over the last few episodes, it's been absolutely wild. I've built myself a crazy clown entrance into the carnival area, which then takes you and leads you down into the circus tent, which is where we play all of our games. But I haven't exactly made any games just yet. Well, not exactly, because technically I have made a game. And I spent a little bit of time over on Twitch working on this game, and it has kind of blown up and expanded a lot. Now, I do plan on this game going in the back, right here. Now, also in that time, I have managed to get sick. Oh man, you've got to love hay fever that time of year. It absolutely devastates me. But now let's talk about the archery course that is going to go behind me. Well, I decided that I wanted to take my original archery design, but I wanted to amplify it just a little bit. And thanks to the Viper Man over on the Discord, who posted a really clever solution, basically having a contraption bounce up and down to toss the packages up. And so I was able to take that little idea there and kind of bend it to my own design. And we ended up coming up with some really interesting things with some timings on each one that allow the different packages to be timed and be tossed up at different intervals. And then like times extended for those packages that have more value to them, because the packages that are further away will give you a higher score if you happen to take those out. Speaking of higher scores, the whole system has a scoreboard system, which is very, very cool. And I decided after getting all of the infrastructure set up and all of the redstone, well, I had to make it look nice. So I've decided to go ahead and go with like a white and black scheme with a couple of punchy colors, something that was kind of reminiscent to like the classic bounce houses that you would see, you know, the whole like yellow and then the blue and the red. And I wanted to incorporate that into the whole build as well. And I think it turned out pretty darn cool. And just to take you into the test world to see what it actually looks like, this is what it looks like. Now, on the outside, it is kind of crazy looking, but on the inside, very, very functional. Works really, really well. And all we have to do is toss a diamond into this to start it up, to start a round up. And as soon as we put a diamond in here, the game will kick off. Just like this. And packages are going to start to fall. And then we have to shoot said packages. And we're going to notice our score should start to increase depending on the packages that we actually shoot. Like this one in the back is going to be worth 5 points. And I have the markers on the top that's going to say how much they're worth. But notice how they bounce up and down. I love that. I love that. It's so good. And well, let's talk a little bit about the redstone. So if you happen to get a score, depending on whatever I have it set up to, and you happen to hit it or go over it, 2 diamonds will then drop. So you'll actually get an extra diamond, which is kind of nice. So there's a little bit of redstone going on in the back, but to kind of let you understand how this works, I put a set amount of cobblestone in all of these barrels to essentially fill them up. And those will constantly create packages, and they're creating packages based on the value that's set inside the smart chute here. So this is going to drop that value down here. And then back here is the little mechanism that is going up. So this is glued together with the carpet and the hopper. And so when it does get broken, essentially the item goes in and then it drops out. When it gets detected that it has dropped an item out, the smart observer sends a redstone pulse. That redstone pulse will then trigger a new package to be dropped up here. And similar to how I set up my original archery design, this redstone has been simplified just a little bit, but it's still the same idea, same concept essentially. But they get dropped into the chute, which slows them down a little bit, allowing them to land safely down here, and very, very nice. This is also randomly ticked in the back and does stop when everything is off, which is very, very nice, which is I only wanted this running while it was actively in a game session. So that's the easy part, basically controlling all of that redstone. Where it gets a little bit more complicated is the item handling system for the scoreboard. So all of the items get funneled in here. It's cobblestone and it lands in this barrel, and this barrel is being detected, and we are basically checking with the smart observer to see how many cobble is in the barrel. For example, 13's in here. So the scoreboard is being updated very quickly to display that there are 13 items in here. And over here is a threshold switch that's checking if there's at least 32. If it is, this will send the reward for whenever the game has finished. Also, we have another redstone solution whenever the new game starts, this is allowed to be unlocked for a short period of time, and that allows all of the cobble that's in here to be fanned all the way back up into the system, which will then get recirculated, so we don't actually lose any cobble, or at least we shouldn't lose any cobble. Now, what happens if the game ends and you haven't shot all the packages? Well, at the end of the game, whenever all of the packages are landed and the buzzer goes off, the dispensers also shoot an arrow, and that will kill the packages. But we also have to account those, the cobblestone from those scores shouldn't be added to this. And so that's where I added a diverter. And so whenever this happens, there is a short delay allowing all the prior packages from the last score to make its way in here. But the ones that are broken by the arrow should end up being diverted into here. So this will unlock and allow it to actually send all of this back in here, and that just gets diverted back into the main system. So, I mean, in theory, it's a pretty simple concept, but it took about 8 hours, give or take, to build and set this all up. It was quite a trial, I will say. I'm not the best at Redstone, and nor after this am I any better, honestly. I tried my best. But Chet and I, we came up with a fantastic name for this course. Yeah, it's going to be called Starchery, because we're going to use potato cannons. Now, I still need to get this into the actual server, but down here, I wanted this to be filled with lava and have it be sort of a pit, a cool looking pit. I don't know, that's kind of my idea. But yeah, I still want it to be kind of dark, but I think that would ruin the effect too, having lava down here. So I'm still not sure exactly what I want to put down here, but something. And so now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and try and get this put over in the server. Now, if you want this schematic for yourself, be sure to check out the Discord. I am going to have this schematic linked in the schematic channel. So yeah, if you want to play around with this mini game yourself, be sure to check it out there. And we've got to get it loaded in. It's going to take a little bit of time, and I want to figure out, should I just don't know. Should I actually clear out the area or let the schematic clear it out? Oh man. I mean, we're going to have to kind of see, is this even pointing in the right direction? Oh, it's not. It's definitely rotated in the wrong direction. I don't think that's going to affect anything, but in the schematic, what's really cool is everything I had programmed should still be programmed. So yeah, all the redstone links, nothing I have to worry about reprogramming. They should all be ready to go. So yes, that is the back. This is the front. Oh man, this is gonna be a thing, isn't it? I've got to get this pushed all the way back, and I did measure everything out, so this door should line up perfectly to this entrance right here, and it is exactly 9 blocks back. So we want to make sure this is 9 blocks. Let's go ahead and get this moved down, because that's the entrance floor. And I am going to make this sort of fit in here a little bit neater, but right now, this is what I've got. Let's see, can I turn this way like that? Too much. Well, actually, no, I think that's correct. Look at that. So yes, we move this back, and right about here is where I want it. Maybe I'll go one more back. I think right about there should be good. Now, just to get an idea of the scale here, I'm here in free cam, and we can see everything that is going in place. And I think this is going to be fine. Yeah, and you know what? I think I'm just going to let it actually do the clearing. It's not going to take that long, right? No. Because this took like 7 hours, 6.5 hours, something like that. And this is like significantly smaller. So yeah, I think that is going to be fine, but I still have to gather all of the resources, and oh boy, I am kind of scared to see what this is going to be. It's going to be a lot of redstone components. All right, so let's see what the damage is. Okay, andesite funnels, brass, copycat stairs, cuckoo clocks. Not too bad. Some depots, dispensers. Holy smokes, there is a lot going on here. Okay, lots of scoria, or scorchia. So we're good on scorchia, a little bit of cut scoria, which we don't have to worry about melting because it is going to be indoors, of course. Wouldn't want to make that mistake. And then target blocks, looks like some threshold switches. You know what? It's a whole lot of redstone stuff. Yeah, we got to get together. It looks like it's time to grab our shulker boxes and let's go shopping. Now, speaking of shopping, I think what I could do is just simply right click on here, and that should automatically request just about every major component that we needed. And that is so powerful since we have all of this stuff on automation. It's just wild. Just a quick trip up here so that way I can grab a shulker box of you and a shulker box of you. We get our Scorchy and Scoria ready to go, and then a little bit of wheat because we're going to need target blocks. But I think I gathered most of the items. Let's go ahead and do one final check here, and looks like we are good to go. Okay, so perfect. So we're almost there, and there's still so much more I've got to do. Even after getting the skeleton of this thing in, I still have to get all of the rules in, and also like kind of explain the game, and also set up all of the different equipment, because they're not going to have to provide their own. I'm going to provide it. I'll have it on little stands here for everyone to use. May even be something that we could potentially do in cooperative mode. We'll kind of have to see how that goes. But anyways, for right now, let's go ahead and get this bad boy in and get this start button started. And so without further ado, let's get this into the create world. Also make sure the printer settings are set right. Everything's good. Gunpowder. Oh boy, I almost forgot about gunpowder. Goodness, I would have ran out. But yes, we need to make sure we have everything in place, because this is this might take a while. Yeah, that is the only downside with using the schematic in. All right, without further ado, let's hit this button. Oh boy, and hope that I put everything in the correct spot. All right, well, enjoy the time lapse. And so here it is. I'm honestly super excited about this. Okay, so it all ended up showing up, and it kind of worried me there at the end because it was all kind of stone blocks where redstone components are supposed to be, but everything ended up placing in, including all of my formats. Everything is set up correctly, it looks like, and I don't think anything is messed up except for the belts. Yeah, that's right. The belts, when you turn these things, they end up getting kind of wonky, and that's kind of one thing that happens. So I do have to go in here where all the belts would be is still stone, and yeah, I'm gonna have to fix all the belts. But outside of that, I think everything turned out just fine. So I got all of the belts ready to go. I just gotta grab some cobblestone. This is going to be, like I said, the main thing that is counted for the score. And so all the way up here, my goodness, all of this is just coming together now, which is fantastic. Oh, I do want to grab a couple of things. Like, for example, I think I can use, a chute. I'm going to use some chutes to be able to dump this into the barrels. I think that is going to be quicker because I don't actually want to use sugar boxes up here. It's going to be self-sufficient. So long as we can just get this started by placing our initial shulker box filled with cobble, that should be more than fine. And that is going to start loading everything. But we're still missing something. We have to get this powered, and I did design this so that way it needs to be spinning clockwise. So yes, all the way down there is my input location for power, and I did already route power into the tent, so that should just be some chain drives I gotta get over here. So I got everything powered up, which is very, very nice, but we do have to accelerate this, and this has to be running at 256 just to make sure the packages and scores reach their destination in time. And we can see the packages are ripping. This is exactly what we want to see because we want our buffer barrel, the chest right here, to be filled up with all of these packages and then the belt line to back up. And that's exactly what we want to see. Now, just in case you were wondering, inside of these sequence gear shifts, we have the piston that's basically moving up 1 meter. And then it is going to wait 2 seconds on this one and then move down. And I varied these a little bit. So that one is 2 seconds. This one is 2 seconds. I don't remember if I did all of them 2 seconds. I don't think. Yeah, I guess they are all 2 seconds. Where I varied stuff is actually right here. So this is that timer set to 3 seconds. And over here, this timer is set to 5 seconds, and so on and so forth. And so it does vary a little bit. I wanted the score that is 5 points, for example, to be the one that doesn't pop up as much as the others. Also, we have ticks noises happening. Oh, that's right. That's the cuckoo clock, which apparently makes makes a noise at a certain time. So yes, by the way, on our display link, this is set to stopwatch, like I've mentioned before. And when it's set to the stopwatch, it counts time after it doesn't have a redstone signal. So right now it's being held with a redstone signal. And as soon as that's let off, it will then start a stopwatch. And then when the redstone signal is put back on, it stops the stopwatch, which is a really cool feature. And then also, again, I mentioned this, you want to update a display link quicker, pulse it with redstone, and that does the trick. I mean, I think we're just about ready to maybe give this a test. Something else I have to do right up here is my barrel that I put the diamonds in, and I'm going to have to fill that with some diamonds. And that's going to be where we get our score. But we also need to grab our potato cannon. And well, I also need to grab some potatoes. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna need a bunch of arrows. And see, I knew these guys would come in handy again at some point, right? Yeah, look at this. We can just buy tons and tons of arrows. And by the way, these arrows are being used to stock our dispensers. And this is gonna be a long time before these run out. I mean, that's the equivalent of 576 individual games happening. That's quite a lot. Now, I can't forget to load the prize money, so let's throw a couple of stacks of diamonds in there. And then I guess it's time to start the game. And we still have to set up the rule board and stuff, but I just want to make sure that it actually functions. So I have my potato cannon. We need to have a back tank. So I'm going to have to provide a back tank and also a charging station for the back tank. And then I'm also going to provide the potato cannon. And like I said, I may have two of them that are set up so that way you can maybe do 2 players. And you can kind of see how that goes. I do plan on having lava down in here. I just haven't got that set up yet. But without further ado, let's go ahead and turn this on. Okay, so you're only supposed to put 1 in at a time. And I was trying to think of a way that I could put this, you know, nice and neat, and only have 1 show up. But yeah, you could put more in here and it will still work. It just will eat everything that you put onto it. But if you put like an emerald on here, it won't take the emerald. So it'll only take off if you actually put diamonds on here. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and do this. We need to make sure that we don't have any other food in here, just potatoes. And with the diamond in, it should take, do a countdown, and then trigger. And then if everything is correct, oh, it should just work. And then with our lighting effects, everything should function, quote unquote. I noticed this one did not work for whatever reason. Okay, well, that package worked. We got a score of 1. That package is working. There's our score of 6. And it's good to know. So that this one right here, for some reason, is not functioning. And I am noticing there's potatoes down here. And in my testing, potatoes weren't actually landing. So I'm really hoping there aren't potatoes in the collection bin. And if there are, I'm gonna have to figure out a solution to that, because I actually didn't think potatoes would oh, you know why we're getting potatoes? Because mine has potato recovery, and I think on a default potato cannon we don't have recovery. Also, this ended, but I didn't hear these go off. Oh, it's because there's not campfires under them, right? Maybe there are campfires. Yeah, there's campfires underneath them. Seems like I have some issues I've got to fix. Oh yeah, that would be an issue. There's nothing to give this a redstone signal, so I've got to get the redstone links put in here. And I guess same on the other side. Yep, I don't think I made my skip. Well, no, this one should have worked. And now I didn't see any potatoes in my area, so I assume this is functioning. Oh, okay. So we're missing on this. We are missing rotation for some reason. Oh, no, this has rotation. Wait, so this should be working. All right, so I'm going to copy these settings over real quick. We take these and then we punch this and then we put this in receive mode. There's our signal. So that's supposed to pulse and make that noise whenever the whole thing is done. I mean, let's try it one more time. We should have all boxes. All boxes should pop up. Wait, that one didn't get shot. Okay, now that one's going to be doubled up, unfortunately. Okay, that one's working, but it's not working at the same time. Oh, this one isn't even triggering for some reason. Maybe it's not glued. See, all of these should be bouncing up and down, but this in particular is not for whatever reason. Oh, I see now why. Oh, it doesn't actually have a shaft because when this was pasted in, unfortunately, it pushed the belt out in the position that the shaft would go. Oh my gosh. The schematic stuff can cause so many problems, but I tell you what, it's still faster than doing this over by hand. I think that would be, it would just take us so much time. It's doable, but like it took already like 8 hours to build that in creative mode. Like no joke. The tint took only a few hours. The clown took over 8 hours, and this is in creative. And then that's actually more than that, because also there was the original planning. There was also multiple concepting times I spent. So let's just say that one probably took close to 12 to 16 hours to build in creative alone. Oh my goodness. So this should work now once we get the extension pole in. My goodness. So I think I got this fixed. There was another issue where for some reason, whenever this stopped its operation, it left the sticky pistons in the up position, which is not what should happen. It should always pull back, which I don't know why it did that last run, but I'm going to give it another run and just let it do its thing. And I'm hoping that this time it is fixed. If not, well, I've got bigger problems to figure out. So let's just do a regular dry run here. It's going to start. I'm not going to shoot any packages. I'm just going to let them run, do their thing. So they drop down. That one's bouncing. And those are bouncing. That's good. That's what we want to see. Those are bouncing. And that's bouncing. Okay. That is correct. Our countdown timer should go to 45 seconds as of right now. I can change that to whatever I want. But we're almost there. I've just got to get that going. And I guess we'll be able to figure this out. The only noise it makes whenever that happens is these whistles go off. So that lets you know that the timer is done and you can no longer technically earn any more score. And it should leave us with a score of 0. And we should not see any of the amount here applied. And then we know that our bypass is working. It's almost done. And oh, it triggered. This one technically did too. And it locked it again in the upward position for some of them. Why is it doing that? See, to me, this doesn't make any sense because this should stop receiving a redstone signal to turn it on, and then this will flick on and off. But whenever this stops, I mean, the sequence gear shift should still go through its normal sequence, where it still stays spinning because it's not like power is being shut off anywhere. And it should bring this back down to its original position before it ends its instructions. What? So yep, tested it again, and for some reason this one stayed up, this one stayed up, this one is fine, this stayed up, and this stayed up. So I'm honestly wondering, do I need to break the extension poles, run it, and then break the extension pole and put them back? Because like the one that had the broken extension poles is working just fine. Yeah, I'm thinking again, this might be one of those issues where it was the schematic cannon that caused this problem. You know what? I wonder if it's the direction, because I just changed everything else. Maybe it's just that it's going the opposite direction on the finish, because I did rotate this thing around. Well, maybe that's the case, because this one's working fine. And I think this one is using the opposite directions. I'm gonna feel so goofy if this is actually the thing that fixes it. I mean, I should have thought about that to begin with. Like, of course, that's ending the program, but it's ending it in the up state. Oh, this is gonna fix it, I bet. Now, I'm really hoping this fixes it, and we should see all packages drop to the bottom. And then the arrows should have gone off shortly after doing this. Oh boy, please don't blow up. Yes, and they killed the packages. Oh, good. That's what I want. That's what I want. All the packages are gone. Okay, so that fixed it. It was definitely the rotation direction. Now I've got to fix this mob farm that's going on down here. So what a relief to actually have the game in, and I think now would be a good time to go ahead and actually start making some of the components. So I need to get this together. We also need some back tanks. So there's 2 regular potato cannons. I'm pretty sure with these potato cannons, like I can put just regular unbreaking on it, and that's really all we need on them. I'm thinking something like this, that we go ahead and we click the back tanks on to keep them nice and charged. I also think that picking them up, right, you can just simply right click here. Yeah, that works too. And then as far as the potato cannons go, those are going to get just essentially stored right here. And so you walk on over, you pick them up, and then before you leave, you make sure you return them. And that looks so nice. Oh, and we also need a place for potatoes. That's right. And for that, we can set up a loader, and then like down here, we have ourselves a fan, and that fan can blow up into this, which would send the product. And then we can just have a funnel that goes in, like have like a little shulker loader or something like that. So yeah, it works something like this, for example. So we just basically put the potatoes in, they get sent over, they get funneled, And then whenever you pull some out, like some more should go right back in. Now, as far as potatoes go, we have a very, very basic auto harvester. This is going to work just fine. It is kind of a loud machine to use, and it takes a hot minute to get this up and running. But yes, we basically have a piston. We need to get in here, and then I have them with bone meal, and then you just basically hold down right click while looking at the corner, and this just produces a ton of potatoes. A ton. I mean, but that's assuming that you have a lot of bone meal, which we do. So now I think I have plenty of potatoes built up, and I now can pull off the stack like this, for example, but I don't have a way of sending it back onto the table, which could be a problem if they do grab too much. So I still got to figure out a solution to that. I could just put a barrel right here that just says like return, and it's just a chute that sends back the excess potatoes. I think that'd be fine. Something like this where I have a chute that runs down into the container down here. So we have it going into the chest, which unfortunately, I guess while it's in this form, you can't open the chest. That makes it a lot harder, doesn't it? You know, however, I could do something like this where I block up the bottom and then I use a chute to send that down into the chest. But then that leaves us open. Oh man. Actually, you know what? This could go on the outside. After a little bit more thinking here, all we got to do is swap this to this mode and then have this drop out of here and then make sure to block that up. Perfect. Then we have that problem solved. Then the items should go into here and then end up back into this chest. And we could also put a block underneath just to make sure that the items will always stay there. Maybe a depot. I think it's fine. We just got to be sure to be able to open this up so I can have more potatoes, because just in case they run out. And of course we can test that by throwing that in. That should have sent that out and made its way back into here. I mean, we can try it with a couple more. Is that working? Oh, I got to put the brass funnel in the right place, of course. What is wrong with me? Nope, that's the wrong place. Put it in the right place. There we go. Yes, and then that will pick it up. I'm telling you, my brain is cooked after today. Now, I also need a place for the scoreboard, so I'm thinking we can use like maybe a depot. Let's see. We can have like a depot here, and we can put a clipboard in it, and inside that clipboard will allow them to update their numbers. So inside of here, I can just say, hey, put your score in, and give a sign that says how to do this. So you just basically change the number to whatever your score was and then update. For example, I can put my name in and say Chosen, and then I'll update the board and Chosen will be here, and I'll say Chosen, and then we can have our score. Let's update that. And then the score can be over here. I might have to adjust how this is formatted with all the names, but this is going to be the place. And then we can say, for example, my score was 16. And so I put 16 here, and that is actually what our score will be. And that way it'll allow us to kind of keep track of our top scores. I think this would be a fantastic idea. And it is actively running, and I could potentially change everybody's name, change the color of them. I think it updates if you click it with a clipboard. I'm unsure though. I do got to get everybody's name on here. Yeah, that's something I can do. Well, I think I got everybody's name on here. So we have Chosen, Eggs, Legion, Stam, and then over here we have Beardy, Foxy, Throwlash, and DeJojo. You know, just in case he ever decides he wants to pop in and play a game, I guess. Still kind of sad though that the Greg Tech did him in. It got him. It got another victim. And if you know, you know. You know? So I think I've got just about everything lined up. It now says Starchery at the start. Yeah, don't mind the weird faces. To add a little creepy factor, this is our spud return. So you put the spuds in and then the tater return on this side. So we have take a cannon and taters, take a cannon and some spuds. We'll grab those over here, just depending on your liking. So we'll grab this, and then you can use your wrench to grab that. You need to equip the back tank, and then of course grab some taters, a couple of those, and then we need diamonds to actually start playing. It says diamond, 1 diamond to play. So let's do this. Let's set up the 1 diamond, and let's do an actual run here. All right, I'm gonna try my best. I'm not gonna be the best at this, but I'm gonna try. I mean, this is the biggest scoring one right here. We also have these packages. Oh, I'm doing pretty good so far. Oh, get the big package. That's 5 points. Oh, that's another thing. I've got to label the packages, don't I? All right, there's that one. I'm doing pretty poorly. You can kind of tell when you hit one. Would have been kind of cool to have had a better indicator. But yeah, I mean, for my first like major mini game, I would say this is not too bad, even though it did take a long time. Come on, I gotta at least hit the score. Come on, it is not the easiest thing to get to 32, by the way. Because the tater cannon doesn't actually aim correctly. No, I only got to 25. All right, we got to try this one more time. All right, so off we go again. I'm going to give this one, I'm going to try significantly more. Okay, let's line this up. Where do I need to aim to hit that box? Okay, so right about there. And this one, you got to look down just a little bit more. This one, we got to aim up there. Come on. You're worth not very many points. You're not also worth very many points, but you're worth quite a few, actually. I wonder if it might be better to like hit these boxes instead. I mean, that's 16 points so far. I will say it is actually challenging. Like, you might think it's not, but like getting the potato cannon to fire in the correct location is so difficult. Why is the aim so bad on the potato cannon? Now, all profit from this actually makes its way all the way down into the lava down here. So if I want to get back down here to get access for right now, I've got to move on down and grab out all of my diamonds. Okay, so this is one more go. We got to do this. All right. Let's do this. Come on. Big money shooting. Come on. All right. Got him. Ooh, I'm getting better. Okay. We got to wait. This one has a bit of a timer. So it's like, do we wait for the full time? There's that. Oh yeah, I'm getting a little bit better at it. Oh, that one dipped down. Come on. Don't dip down. Give me the 5 points. Okay, we got that one. You got to time it just right. Did I get that one? Oh, hey, we got it. And it plays the music. I am going to have to recheck the music just to make sure everything is fine. Because also, it's another thing the schematic it does is it breaks the music. But did it drop the diamonds? It didn't actually drop the diamonds. I'm glad I tested this because that would be unfortunate if like they didn't get their diamonds. Did I not put, I thought I put the diamonds in. I definitely put the diamonds in. Ow. Okay, so what's supposed to happen is we'll break this redstone and I put it in. And that's the notes it's supposed to play. And it's supposed to drop 2 diamonds, which maybe it's because there wasn't 2 diamonds already loaded into the machine. And now that it's loaded, it will drop them. So yeah, my timer is set up in just a way that it should load. And it says moves item downward, but there is no diamonds down here. And we triggered that 2 times now. Maybe my timer just didn't get set up correctly. Okay, let's just try this again. Oh yeah, it's not unlocking the hopper. What's going on here? That's right, because I'm not updating this redstone signal. That's right. So yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. You have to win the game again, and then it'll send enough of a redstone signal to drop the 2 diamonds. A new fresh batch should load in. It was just the initial 2 loading that took place. So at least we got that done. Let's try to win this again. All right, I feel like my aim is getting better. By the way, this is something that can also happen that I can't control all that much. Sometimes the cobble gets caught on the face, and I tried a bunch of different techniques to fix that, and there's not a lot. Yeah, there's just not good ways. I tried a fan. The boxes are just also influenced by all of that. So that's also a problem. Man, you can tell this is, if you just aim for like the high value boxes, I'm just going to keep aiming for these 2 for right now. That's definitely a strat. They're just slower at actually showing up, but that is one of the better ways. I'm still working out if 32 is just too good, too low of a number, but there we go. Yes. Now we got our 2 diamonds as a reward, and that is exactly what we want to see. So we want to get our money back, plus 1 diamond if we do score high enough. And that's beautiful. And we get the beautiful music that plays, and it should have loaded 2 more. Yes. Okay. So the game It works. And so after we're done, we want to make sure to return our spuds, and we definitely want to return our potato cannon, which shouldn't have any uses if we use the back tank, and then we place the back tank back down to be recharged for the next player. And you can do up to 2 at a time. So if you have your friend, you can go in here. You definitely have a higher chance of winning, but then again, you have to split the diamonds if you do that. It would be interesting though if you had like a 2-player mode where you flipped a lever, but that's a whole redstone requirement. Oh, that I just don't even want to get into. But there's my highest score as of right now, 35. So I do need to take my clipboard and let's go ahead and format this. So it's going to be a space and then 45. And then I put that right there. That updates it. And then I just put the clipboard in for the next person to update their score. And you know what? That, my friends, well, that is Starchery. What a weird game, and I love it so much. My first like mini game. I'm so proud of it. I would love for you guys to let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Like, I honestly, it means a lot. Oh, and before I forget, I don't think we have to name tag these. I think we can actually update these by doing like this and putting that into the actual Nixie tubes. Like, this is supposed to be a score of 1. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm just gonna put the scores in each of them, because like this is 1, this is technically a score of 2, and so on and so forth. Oh, it's so good. So all of those are in place, and unfortunately I have no one to test it for me today, but maybe next episode I'll be able to get some fellas down in here to at least test my first mini game and also get the reaction to actually coming down into the area. It is going to be an experience. Hopefully by then too, I can also get some random chords or some 4 chords that are constantly pulsating around the circle. That would be a good idea as well. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I mean, it was a lot of work to set this up. I'm not very good with redstone, and so this was my first attempt. And like I said, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. And also don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a huge thumbs up. And now, without further ado, it's time to thank the amazing supporter of today's video, the one that makes this very video possible. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to Cammy Marie. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord. Of course, becoming a Discord premium member and just supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. And well, guys, before we leave, let me know what should go down in this pit below. Like, should we do special colored liquid? Should it be all lava? I would love to hear from you about that as well. And guys, I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.